In the quiet, leafy suburb of Liangzhu, nestled in Hangzhou, the tech-heavy capital of Zhejiang province, a revolution is brewing. This isn't just any suburb. Liangzhu's ancient archaeological remains, dating back to 3300 BC, have long been celebrated by the Communist Party as proof of China's enduring civilization. But today, Liangzhu is no longer just a window to the past. It's a beacon of the future, pulsating with the energy of artificial intelligence, AI, startups, visionary founders, and ambitious dreamers. Investors from across China flock to its sun-dappled plazas, eager to meet the next generation of app engineers and AI developers. This is the story of how Liangzhu became the epicenter of China's AI boom, and how a little-known startup called DeepSeek sparked a movement that could rival the world's tech giants. 6 months ago, Liangzhu was thrust into the global spotlight when DeepSeek, a Hangzhou-based AI startup, unveiled an open-source large language model, LLM, that stunned the tech world. Unlike the costly, resource-heavy models developed in the West, DeepSeek's model, R1, was built for a fraction of the price, just $5.6 million, yet rivaled the performance of industry leaders like OpenAI's GPT-4o. The company's founder, Liang Wenfeng, a Zhejiang University alumnus, became an overnight sensation. His handshake with President Xi Jinping, broadcast into millions of Chinese homes, transformed public perception of AI. Suddenly, grandparents were curious about chatbots, and schoolchildren were clamoring for AI lessons. The early frenzy was a bit over the top, says Louis Dong, an educator who scrambled to develop AI courses for kids after parents flooded his education company with requests. Now we're focused on practical applications, making AI work for real-world problems. At a sunny cafe in Liangzhu's main plaza, Sam Hu sips his coffee and dreams big. A former employee of tech giant Tencent and 2 ride-hailing firms, Hu struck out on his own last year to build an AI agent that helps managers make smarter decisions. The moment was right, he says, his eyes gleaming with excitement. The cost of trial and error is lower now. Hu's optimism reflects a broader shift in China's AI landscape, catalyzed by DeepSeek's breakthrough. As one early-stage investor puts it, AI has crossed the critical threshold of usefulness. Once the water boils, everyone wants to build a steam engine, and Liangzhu is where the steam is rising fastest. The numbers tell a compelling story. According, he reports, China's AI industry, valued at $3.2 billion in 2024, is projected to soar to $140 billion by 2030, with related sectors like infrastructure and component suppliers pushing the market to a staggering $1.4 trillion. Just last June, only 8% of Greater China firms surveyed by Gartner were using generative AI. Less than a year later, that figure skyrocketed to 43%. Hangzhou's 569 AI firms, including DeepSeek, Unitree Robotics, and WeDoctor, account for over 70% of Zhejiang's AI sector profits, which topped $78 billion last year. Liangzhu, with its proximity to Zhejiang University and Alibaba's innovation hub, has become the heart of this ecosystem, a place where ancient history meets cutting-edge technology. But DeepSeek's impact goes beyond numbers. It has shifted China's AI strategy from chasing cutting-edge models to spreading AI's benefits across society. China is less concerned about building the most powerful AI and more focused on bringing it to market, says Sean Kim, Morgan Stanley's head of technology research in Asia. This focus on adoption, adaptation, and diffusion is evident in Liangzhu's bustling startup scene. Jiang Xinghua, chief technology officer at Yiji Intelligence, a company developing AI, customer service agents, and live streamers for beauty brands, says clients are increasingly open to AI solutions, even if they make minor mistakes. It's early days, he insists, but the demand is there. The Chinese government is a key player in this transformation. President Xi's endorsement of AI, coupled with the 2017 Next Generation AI Development Plan, has mobilized the country's Zhuge Yushi, its state-led advantage in rallying resources. Local governments eager to drive economic growth have embraced AI with zeal. When Rokid, a Hangzhou startup making AI-equipped glasses, applied for a subsidy, $420,000 appeared in its account within 8 minutes. Across China, cities are offering subsidies for housing, computing power, and tailored AI models. State museums use Rokids glasses for interactive tours, while power workers rely on them to spot faults in transmission lines. In Beijing's Haidian district, AI software helps teachers prepare lessons, and in Jiangxi province, officials are integrating AI into the rare earth and ceramics industries. DeepSeek's models are at the forefront of this push. Provincial governments use them to improve hotlines, analyze data, and interpret policies. Shen Yang, a professor at Tsinghua University, says he's consulted for twice as many government units this year compared to last, all eager to harness AI. Military hospitals in Shanxi and Guangxi have deployed DeepSeek for online consultations and health record systems, while Inner Mongolia's police use it to predict crime trends. Even China's anti-corruption agency has embraced DeepSeek, using it to sift through spreadsheets for suspicious patterns, a nod to Xi's long-standing priority. Yet, with great promise comes great risk. Analysts at Jefferies warn that the frenzy for humanoid robots, part of the government's embodied AI agenda, could be a bubble in the making. Morgan Stanley predicts 1 million humanoid robots globally by 2030, with China controlling 70% of the supply chain, thanks to companies like Unitree Robotics and UB Tech. Unitree's G1 robot, priced at $16,000, undercuts Tesla's Optimus Gen 2, and UB Tech recently tested its robots in a car factory, but commercial viability remains uncertain. It may be years before humanoids are profitable, if ever, cautions one analyst. More troubling are concerns about AI safety. Tsinghua University researchers have questioned whether the 300-plus hospitals using DeepSeek's models are moving too fast, too soon, risking diagnoses based on flawed outputs or hallucinations, AI's tendency to generate false information. Last month, another group of researchers called for urgent measures to ensure responsible AI deployment in healthcare. Even Xi has sounded a note of caution, warning against overconcentration in AI, electric vehicles, and computing power. Do all provinces have to develop industries in these directions? He asked pointedly. External challenges loom large, too. U.S. export controls, like the April ban on NVIDIA's H20 chip, have complicated China's efforts to train advanced models. Though the ban was reversed in July, the political uncertainty persists. Still, China's AI juggernaut shows no signs of slowing. At Shanghai's World Artificial Intelligence Conference last month, Minimax's CEO announced that inference costs, the expense of running AI models, are plummeting, driven by domestic competition and open-source innovation. DeepSeek's parent company, High Flyer, a quant fund that reinvests 70% of its revenue into AI research, has fueled this progress with generous funding and a collaborative culture that shuns the rigid hierarchies of traditional Chinese tech giants. Back in Liangzhu, the air buzzes with possibility. Sam Hu sketches ideas on a napkin, envisioning how his AI agent could transform businesses. Nearby, young engineers huddle over laptops, coding the next big thing. Liangzhu, once a symbol of China's ancient past, is now a crucible for its future. As DeepSeek and its peers push the boundaries of what AI can do, they're not just building technology, they're redefining how a nation dreams. With state backing, private innovation, and a relentless focus on real-world impact, China's AI revolution is just getting started. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Please also support us on Patreon, link below.